What it do? I'm Bobby, aka TheAugusta CarGuy. Thank y'all for tuning in again to another episode of Let's Talk Wealth, where we inspire entrepreneurs like yourself to be great. Growth, resilience, empowerment, alignment, thrive. Hey, listen, entrepreneurs, what it do? How y'all living, man? How y'all living? Hey, listen, welcome to episode 10. Welcome. So today I want to speak to the entrepreneur who at their job right now. They at their job right now, they feeling trapped. That's the entrepreneur who I'm talking to today. Or the person who don't know they're an entrepreneur, who want to be an entrepreneur, who at their job right now feeling trapped. I'm talking to that person. Yeah, I'm talking to you right now. I'm talking to the entrepreneur that's sitting at his or her job right now, and they don't even want to be there. They don't even want to be there. Listen, I know how that feels. I know the feeling. I know the feeling all too well. I know how it feels to build somebody else's dream. I know a lot of us know how it feels to build somebody else's dream, because essentially that's what you are doing every day. Every day when you clock in every day, you are helping somebody else build their dream. You are helping somebody else build their vision. You're helping somebody else build their vision. Every time you walk into work, every time you walk into the building, every time you walk into the building, you are walking into somebody else's vision. You're walking into what was once somebody else's vision. But before we get into all that, before we get into all that, listen, y'all already know what I need y'all to do. I need y'all to hit the subscribe button. Go on, hit the subscribe button. I need y'all to hit the bell icon. Hit the bell icon in the corner. And while you at it, I also need y'all to share this video. Share this video to your people right now. Share it to 35 of your people who trying or who want to be an entrepreneur. So listen, man. Being an entrepreneur, it's amazing. It's amazing. But sometimes it's stressful as hell. I'm not gonna lie. I love being an entrepreneur, but hey man, listen. When I first got started, when I first jumped into this entrepreneurship lane, it was some BS. It was some real BS. Well, I thought it was some BS, but I was working at Gerald Jones at the time. I was working at Gerald Jones Volvo Subaru. So I was working there, and I was also consulting people on their credit at the time. So I was making good money selling cars, and I was making good money consulting people on their credit. I was helping people. Well, me and my homie was doing it at the time. But me and my homie, we was both consulting people on their credit, and he was also selling cars at the time as well too. But anywho. Consulting people on their credit, so I was making good money doing both. But I was making money over here consulting people with their credit, the same as I was making pretty much helping people with selling cars. Excuse me. But like I was saying, I was making money doing both, selling cars and consulting people on their credit. So I was just like, dang man, I'm making good money over here, and over here, I gotta go to work from 9 to 8 every day. I gotta be there damn near 7 days a week. Because you gonna make money if you own the lot. But anywho, I left the lot. I'm still selling cars, by the way, but not at the dealership. I just do it a different way now. I was making good money consulting people with their credit, and then the money got dry. The money started drying up. But I didn't prepare before I left the dealership. I got the big head because, like I said, I was already making good money, and I was just like, shit, I'm about to go do this. But I didn't plan it. I didn't plan my escape well. I didn't plan it at all. I didn't plan it out at all. I just did. And like I said, the money was coming in good, so I felt like the money was going to come forever. But I didn't know it was going to dry out the way it did. But it did. And I was stuck. And guess what I had to do? I had to quit being an entrepreneur, and I had to go back to work. It was uncomfortable, but hey, shit, I had to make it do what it do. So I went back to work. Now, whatever your reason is for wanting to be an entrepreneur, whatever your why is, there's one thing you must absolutely do in order to be successful. Do y'all know what that is? Can y'all take a wild guess of what that is? You need to plan. That's what I didn't do. I didn't plan before I left the dealership. Like I said, I left the dealership because I had the big head, and I was doing all this stuff over here, making money, and then it dried up. I jumped out there, and guess what? I drowned. I didn't plan it. I didn't plan it at all, so I jumped out there and I drowned. But a lot of you are gonna go through the same thing. Y'all gonna jump out there and y'all not gonna have a plan. So you're not gonna have a life jacket. You're gonna jump out there in the water and you're gonna drown. You're gonna drown and you're gonna fail because you failed to plan. You didn't plan. This is definitely true. Definitely true when you first starting out, or when you're attempting to grow. When you're attempting to grow as an entrepreneur or grow your business, or when you just starting, you need to have a plan. A lot of y'all don't have plans. I didn't have a plan. So I drowned, I failed, I didn't have a plan. Entrepreneurs, being prepared is often the difference between success and failure. Being prepared, just being prepared, that's gonna be the difference between you succeeding and failing. That's gonna be the difference. Being prepared, that's your life jacket. That's your life jacket. When you jump out there in the water with no life jacket, no plan, you sink, you're gonna drown. You're gonna sink, you're gonna drown. Listen, I failed being an entrepreneur the first time because, like I said, I didn't plan my escape. So, guess what? I had to go back to work. I went back to work. I went back to work at, I went back to work at ADP. But it took me a while to actually have to go back and start looking for a job. I had quit. It was at least a year. It was at least a year and a half before I started working at ADP. So I had enjoyed my little time, and like I said, before the money had dried up, I was enjoying my freedom. But whatever. So I went back to work for ADP. I was doing payroll processing. Now the job wasn't really that hard. It was a lot of attention to detail, but it wasn't really that hard. What made the job more enjoyable was, my team. I liked my team that I worked with. I had a lot of help. I liked my management at the time. Everybody there was willing to help out. It was willing to show you the right direction that you needed to be headed in as far as working for ADP. They was willing to do all that stuff. It was cool. But me being an entrepreneur, I was already in the entrepreneur mindset while I was working at ADP. So me having the entrepreneur mindset while working at ADP, it just made ADP 10 times harder. It made it harder for me to get out of bed. It was just draining a lot of my energy. Like it was a lot going on that I had to process while I was at ADP because my mindset wasn't necessarily at ADP. The first 6 to 8 months, I was locked in. I was doing what I was supposed to do. I was enjoying it. I was having fun. I was learning. I was having fun. But that 6 to 8 months, when that time period went on, when it passed, I'm just like, damn, like I don't really want to be here. I did enjoy it, but it was out of my element. Like I was selling cars before that, so I was used to having freedom. But ADP, I was stuck behind the desk the whole time, stuck back there for 8 hours, talking to customers through Zoom, through the computer. So I didn't really have no real interactions with people. And plus, I was working from home. So it was a little different. So I was, like I said, I was used to being out running around, doing this, doing that. But now I was stuck to a desk. And that really wasn't me. So of course, as I said before, I'm already in the entrepreneurial mindset, so I'm already got my stuff going on over here. When I was at the dealership, listen, I didn't plan. I didn't plan at all. But when I got to ADP, like I said, after those 6 to 8 months, even before then, I already knew that I wasn't going to be there long. So this time, I did plan. I planned it out. I planned my escape. Even though I was making good money, even though I was comfortable there, even though I had somewhat job security there, because like I said, I wasn't no slacker. I did my job. I did what I was supposed to do. So I had somewhat job security there. But at the end of the day, I understand leaving the comfort and the security of your job is not easy. It's not easy at all. Listen, I get it. You got bills. Them kids need school clothes. I understand. I get it. Trust me. I really do. I understand. I get it. It can be scary to jump into something that you have no idea how the outcome going to turn out. That can be scary as hell. But what also can be scary is What also can be scary is you going to work and your job telling you they don't need you no more. They can tell you that at any time. They can tell you, hey, look, man, we good. We don't need you no more. We don't need you no more. And then what you gonna do? You're out of a job. So there is no true job security anywhere. There's no true job security anywhere. The only job security that you will have if you give yourself security. Provide job security for yourself. Get out there and make it happen. Provide job security for yourself. So I know some of y'all saying, oh, I've been at my job 2 years. I've been at my job 3 years. Oh, they need me. They need me. No, they don't. They don't need you at all. They don't need you at all. You must not know about me. You must not know about me. I can have another you by tomorrow. Don't you ever for a second get to thinking you're irreplaceable. Listen, Queen Bee told y'all, don't you get to thinking that you're irreplaceable. Y'all better listen to Beezus. She told y'all, don't y'all think y'all irreplaceable. Listen, your job can go away at any moment. At any moment, especially in this market that we're in right now. Your job can leave at any given moment right now. So I know y'all remember COVID, right? Y'all remember COVID, right? So after COVID, they hired a bunch of people to do like work from home jobs, to work remote jobs, stuff like that. Now that the market is trying to correct itself, guess what? They don't need those positions no more. The market is still bad and it's getting worse, but they don't need those positions no more. Man, it's July and they damn near laid off. Man, they damn near laid off 200,000 people from what I was reading the other day. 200,000 people, and it's only July. They talking about it's gonna be a 30% increase by the beginning of next year. Man, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people who gonna be jobless, who ain't gonna have nothing going on. And it's not funny, but that's a lot of people, man. 200,000 people have already lost their job in this July, and they talking about it's gonna be 30% higher by the next year. Man, that shit crazy. Man, listen, it's gonna get worse by the time 2024 approach. I believe everybody should be an entrepreneur. That's just my belief. And some of y'all not gonna agree with what I'm saying. But that's how I feel. That's how I feel. Entrepreneurs create jobs, which in turn boost the economy. So everybody should be an entrepreneur or experience entrepreneurship at least once in their life. At least once in their life. Now I can hear a lot of people who are against entrepreneurs right now. They saying, well, if everybody entrepreneurs, who gonna be employees? What are employees gonna be? Listen, everybody ain't gonna make it. Everybody ain't gonna make the cut. And the ones that don't make the cut, or quit, guess what? They gonna be employees. They gonna be employees. So think about when you trying out for basketball or trying out for a sport or whatever it is. They only need a certain amount of people. So the people who try out and make it, everybody ain't gonna make it. For basketball, they only need 12 people. It's only 12 positions. They only need 12 people. 12 slots. The rest of everybody else, they ain't gonna make the cut. And it's okay to be an employee. It's okay to be an employee. Being an employee just ain't for everybody. Just like being an entrepreneur just ain't for everybody. So pick your poison. It's your choice. You pick your poison on if you want to be an employee or if you want to be an entrepreneur. So as an employee, it's too many people that got their hands in your pocket. There's too many people that got your hands. There's too many people that got their hands in your pocket. Too many people. You got the state, they gonna get their money, they don't care. The feds, they gonna get their money, they don't care. Your employer gonna get his cut. Social Security, Medicare, 401k, all these people gonna get their money, then they gonna pay you. They gonna make sure they take their money first and then they gonna pay you. I'm straight on all that. I'm straight. It's too many hands in the pot. Too many hands in the pot. When I was working at ADP, I was doing payroll processing. And I remember looking at, I crossed a lot of checks and I had big clientele. I had clientele that made millions of dollars. But I looked at a lot of these checks and I would see it and I'd be like, damn, he getting raped on taxes. Like I see people who will make $24,000 a month and only bring home 14, bring home 13. I'm like, damn, like they raping him on taxes. They raping him. As an entrepreneur who becomes a business owner, they pay the least amount in taxes. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that business owners pay the least amount in taxes? Yes, they pay the least amount in taxes. I remember when Trump was president, they was talking about Trump was making more money than his secretary, and there's all this other stuff. And I'm just like, so who cares? That's not Trump's fault. That's not Trump's fault that he make more money than his secretary. That people be like, well, his secretary his secretary didn't have to be a secretary. Trump owns businesses. His secretary don't own businesses. So he takes on more responsibility than his secretary does. So therefore, he don't get taxed as much as his secretary. The only thing his secretary got to do is show up and go to work. But as him being an entrepreneur and a business owner, he got to make sure the lights on. He got to make sure his employees paid. He got to make sure they're taken care of. He got to make sure that they insured. He got to make sure that his properties are insured. He got to make sure that the business running well. He got to make sure all this stuff is going on. He got to make sure point A is going to point B, and he got to make sure point B is going to point C. He got to do all of that. As a business owner, he has to do all of that. So his secretary paying more in taxes than him, that's her fault. That's not Trump's fault. That's her fault for not becoming a business owner. She should have became a business owner. Ain't nobody tell her to go be a secretary. And your job, man, listen, they don't care about you like y'all think they care about you. They don't care about y'all at all. In your job, they gonna keep you broke. They gonna keep you broke. They only gonna give you enough to survive. That's it. They gonna dangle PTO in your face. Hey, come work for us. We gonna give you some paid time off. Come work for us. We got X amount of vacation days. Come work for us. 401k does this, do that. Man. And they may dangle stuff like, oh, we'll give you a salary increase. We'll give you a raise. We'll give you a promotion. We'll give you this. We'll give you that. They're gonna put all that stuff in your face. Man, listen, I've sold people cars. I've sold high-ranking doctors' cars. I've sold high-ranking insurance agents' cars. I've sold CEOs' cars. I've sold a lot of people who make a lot of money cars. I've sold a lot of people who I've seen, even though they had these high-paying jobs, even though they had these high-paying salaries, they was making all this money. A lot of them were still living check to check. So y'all know what job stand for, right? They say it stand for just over broke. So tell them folks to keep their PTO, tell them to keep their vacation time, tell them to keep their 401k, tell them to keep all that stuff. Me personally, I feel like working a job nowadays is modern day slavery. Now that's just my opinion. That's how I feel. I feel like it's slavery. Now, so no shade being thrown. I ain't throwing no shade at nobody. So keep your negative comments to yourself, cause listen, I don't care. This message ain't for you. If you got something negative to say, clearly this message ain't for you. So keep your negative comments to yourself, cause I don't care. I don't care about your negative comments. So listen, I know we all got to start somewhere. I started from somewhere. Like I told y'all before in earlier episodes, I've had multiple jobs. But the idea is not to stay an employee. That's not the idea. The idea is never to stay an employee. Have a job. It don't matter if you have a job. Like I said, you got to start somewhere. Everybody has to start somewhere. I started somewhere. You started somewhere. Everybody got to start somewhere. But the idea is not to stay an employee. That's not the idea. Having a job is a great source of information. It's a great source of information. You get in, you get the job, and you get the hell out. You get in, you get the job, and you get the hell out. You